Hello there, I'm Tom from Smart Aerials, and in this video I'm going to show you how to install a chimney lashing bracket so you can put your aerial satellite dish up on your chimney without damaging the structure with a drill, so without drilling holes into it, as most chimneys just single skin bricks. And if you put an aerial onto that, you like to rip the bricks clean from the chimney. So we do it another way. We physically put a wire around the chimney and a tension of the wire holds it up in place, and that's called a chimney lashing. There's a couple of different types. You've got the wire type lashing brackets, which use a metal wire, and you've also got a ratchet type. This is like a thin plastic strip which goes around the chimney, strap, sorry, and that hold in place. And there's another video on how to install one of them, but I prefer this method. I only use the ratchets to get me out of trouble, and you'll find out why during this video. So let's begin. So things we're going to need to install a chimney lashing bracket. The bracket. This is an 8-inch cradle lashing bracket. There are quite a few different types, but I prefer the cradles. You've got they sit quite sort of wide around the corner. You can get ones that sit quite tight, and they can actually damage the chimney over a period of time. And we're going to need a small lashing kit or a large lashing kit, depending on what, the thickness of the pole that you're using, which includes usually a 5-metre section of wire, a couple of J bolts, and a couple of U or V bolts. These two are small U bolts, but if you've got anything above an 1.5-inch pole, so a 2-inch pole, you're going to need large U bolts. Tools we're going to need are a spanner. In this case it's a 15mm spanner, but you could use an adjustable or something like that. Just so it's cut the lashing wire with, so I've got some side cutters here, and a screwdriver or something flat, and you'll find out what that's called in a moment. I've also got a bottle of water here, because you've got to stay hydrated, especially when you get up on those roofs. And I've got here my mock chimney, which we just knocked up yesterday. Yeah, so it just represents a chimney. Obviously it's going to be a lot easier putting it up here than when you're actually on a roof, but unless you're on a flat roof or something. But you'll get the gist of things, and hopefully it will help you successfully install a bracket. So let's begin. First thing first, I'm going to cut just the two cable ties which are holding the wire in place, and let's loosen that up. And I'm going to get one of the J bolts, and so what we're going to do, we're going to wrap the wire around one of these J bolts. So it's a bit difficult for me to show you here, because I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm just going to angle that camera down. I'll show you what I'm doing. Let's try and get in place. So it's easy to do this under your foot for this one. You get like can you see that? Okay, I'll try and do it a bit higher. So we get up to about here. Now with your J bolt, we're going to wrap it down, so it's a bit like that. Yeah, and the way I do it is, a lot of installers do this differently. I do it this way. So I go over again, so we're kind of at that point. You see it's gone down and around. Then I sort of hook it, so I go round to there and then back over again. So we're there. So we've got something that looks like that. Hopefully, on your screen you'll be able to see that a bit better. And then we go around, and just keep going around. At this point, you could separate all these strands of wires, there's 7 strands, and wrap them around individually. It's what we call a splice. So you wrap one wire around one way and then go the other way with the other wire. To be honest, I don't do that. I've never had an issue doing it this way. So until I do, I'll keep doing it this way. I've been doing it 11 years now. So, but there's some people who say, you can't do it like that. And we finish with something like that, and that's actually really strong. You do get a lot of amateurs that will use bulldog clips or something like this, like you would do on catenary wires, but we don't need to do that. So I'm just going to put the camera back up. There's my ugly mug again. Right, so and we're going to feed this through one side of the lashing bracket. So if you imagine that's your chimney, we're going to want to install it there. Yeah. So we're going to want to put this way here, and then so we've got that. We've got enough. That's going to be tightened when it's up in position, and we're going to get the other J bolt, and we're going to feed it through here. So we just do that. Now we've got it all ready for the wire to be attached. Okay, it's ready to be installed on the chimney. Apart from the U bolts, but we can put them at the end. So what we've got to do now, we've got to get the wire around the chimney, and We do that by just sort of literally hooking it round if you can, like so, and we pull it until about there. So I can let go of that now. So I've just pulled that. You see what I've done there. I've just looped it around, I've pulled it, I've just hooked it back on itself. And that will remain in position. Now, depending on the size of your chimney, or the shape of your chimney, what else is on the chimney, so let's go, I've got 10 more. What else is on your chimney, this bit can be quite tricky because if the chimney's really big, you've got to imagine one on a ridge here, you've got to try and get that round other aerials and stuff like that, so you have to find the one way of doing that, obviously using safe, working at heights processes. But on the other hand, you do get easy chimneys, and this is the ultimate goal of what you're trying to achieve. Get the wire round, get it to hit and tighten it up. Now, once we're in position, we've got to install put our corner plates in, which are 3 metal plates, and these go into the other three corners, just to protect the chimney stack from the wire, because over time it'll wear it away. And we do that by just literally taking the corner plate and going like that and pushing it in place until it does that. And then we're going to repeat this on all three corners. So, that one here. And again, this could be quite tricky depending on the chimney stack. There. So we've got the corner plates in position, and we're ready to start doing the next knot here and tighten up in position. So you also want to take the opportunity just to get it all straight. So when you're doing this in practice, you'll be getting this onto the same brick line, and other good practices are you shouldn't go on the top, 2 or 3 courses of brick because they're quite weak. When you're putting a lashing on, you want to go a bit lower. Sometimes you don't have a choice. You have to go lower, but you bear in mind it might be a bit weaker at the top. So you should always do a little visual inspection of the chimney beforehand, but it's not a real chimney, is it? So it'd be too difficult to do this video actually on a roof, so that's why I'm doing it here. Okay, so what we did with the knot here, we've got to repeat that process here. Now this one's a little bit more trickier because we can't work with it round our foot, we've got to work with it round the J-bolts, and by the chimney. But if you keep the wire nice and neat and don't get all sort of tangled up, it's not actually that difficult. So I'm going to take the opportunity just to undo that and just give it all a nice tug and get it as tight as I can. Yeah, because if we don't get it tight, we're going to run out of, we've only got a certain amount of opportunities to tighten these. So if the wire's too loose, you'll just run out of wire to tighten it with, and it will just remain loose, and we're going to have to do it again basically. So we've got it round nice and tight. So now I'm going to do the same thing as I did down there, but just on here. So I'm going to go over, which means sort of behind. So I'm back on there, yeah. Then I'm going to go over again to there. Then I'm going to go around, so we're there, and back over again. So now we're at the same point we were down here before we start wrapping the wire around itself. So again, if you're doing a splice, you'd want to cut that, separate the wires and go around individually, but we're not doing that, so we're just going to go, stay out of the way, yeah, over, and we're going to want to repeat this about 6 times, or however much you've got. When you're doing it, be careful not to loosen these bolts here when you're going round, because if you loosen, the whole thing will just fall, and then you've got a bracket that's falling off and you're going to have to go down off the roof and get the bolts, which can be a nuisance, especially if they fall in a neighbour's garden. And so we're there. So now we've got a wire around the chimney, we've got it all lashed up, it's just ready to be tightened now, so we can use our in these nuts here are 15mm nuts, sometimes you get 16 or 17. It's so much easier if you've got a ratchet. So this is a ratchet spanner. We can just sort of, let's get it straight. So what I do, before I do that actually, I just pull these tight and get that as tight as I can. Like so. And we're just going to go with this. Now I'm not going to go all the way tight because this, like I said, this is only a little structure belt of a bit of stud-work timber, and some MDF. So this isn't a strong chimney. So like that. This spanner is actually going on here very well. I'll just do that in. So these nuts are just slightly bigger than a 15, like I was just saying. So I really need a 60mm spanner for this one, which is just about doing it. Also, you've got adjustable, just to get a little bit of an adjust. Keep going with that. Now you'll get to a point where it starts getting, you know, a bit too tight to be doing it up like that. When you get there, this is where this comes in, or a straight, strong object. You'd want to sort of drop that in there, or whichever way it will turn, like that, and then that will just hold the. That will stop it from turning. So it's not going to turn into the chimney stack and get caught and stuff like that. So you can get it a bit tight if you do that. Now you don't want to go so tight it's going to crush your chimney stack. On the other hand, you should be able to sort of, you know, put quite a bit of weight on it, because it's got to also be able to support an aerial. You know, so an aerial with sort of wind loading, and people just think that aerial will just blow down every time a bit of wind comes down, but if they're put up properly, they don't. You know, they will stay. They will survive. You know, strong winds. That. So if this was a chimney, I'd keep going a bit tighter, but I'm not going to bother because I don't want to damage this little test thing here. And there we go, so the lash is up. It's ready for an aerial pole to be inserted. Now, because this is an 8-inch cradle lashing bracket, it means that should ideally not support a pole that's 4 foot in length. So the way we work that out is the overall mast height should be at least 1/6 for the bracket spacing. So because it's an 8-inch, that would make it a maximum of 4 foot mast. If you want to go for a 6 foot mast, we want a 13-inch cradle bracket, which I don't actually have here to show you, but it's just the same sort of principle, just a bit bigger. If you want a 10 foot pole, first I'll check the size, you know, the strength of your chimney, but you're probably going to want to put an 18-inch cradle up, or a double lashing bracket, which is essentially 2 of these. They look a bit different, but it's just you put a second lashing wire around, and you can create the spacing, so you can sort of do as big as you like. Now, just going to cut this wire here. Now these are some normal side cutters, but there's, you know, man enough for the job. But you might want to use some, you know, proper wire cutters. And we're going to put our U-bolts in. So like I said, these are small U-bolts or V-bolts. If you're using small U-bolts, advise just to make sure you've got a couple of washers on them. So here, otherwise they're not going to stay very well. So I'm going to feed through there. You've got to put the washers on there. With the large U-bolts, it's not necessary because the bolt size themselves are quite a bit bigger. That's going to go in there. Now these ones you need a 13mm spanner to tighten up. So if you're going to be putting your pole in, got a pole down there? No poles. Order some poles. So there we go. So there we go. It's one complete lashing, done professionally, and now that's ready for a pole to be inserted. And you know, we rail on it, and you can line that in. Or if you're going to put a satellite dish up, you can clamp a bit of pole here and clamp it there, depending on what side of the chimney stack you put your bracket on. A couple of good practices when when doing lashings is try and put the bracket transmitter side. So if you know where your transmitter is, try and put your bracket that side. It's not always possible because that might be the neighbour's side of your chimney stack. Like I said, avoid the first few courses of bricks if possible. You know, try not to go near the top. If you've got the option going higher or lower, go lower because that's where the structure will be stronger. You don't want to be drilling chimney stacks. So some people say, "Oh, just put a big drill on that and put a bracket on." I've seen it time and time again where someone's done that and a bit of wind blown it and just taken the whole bricks from the chimney. So that's why we do it like this. This is why we use a chimney lashing bracket. Yeah, make sure you get your corner plates in to protect the chimney. And oh yeah, like I said, if this is a satellite dish, you'd want to go on the south side of the chimney because, well, unless you're in Australia, in which case you want to go on the north side because where we are in, you know, northern hemisphere, all our satellites angle south because they're all around the equator. So you'd want to put your bracket on the south facing side. Otherwise we'd have to look it over the chimney, which you might have to do from time to time. If you're going to be doing that, you probably want a bigger bracket still. And that's it. So I hope you like this video. I hope it's helpful. I hope it's, you know, This maybe saves you some money if you're going to do this yourself. If you do have any comments or questions or anything, please do leave it in the comment section below. Please do give this video a like and a share, and please do subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this. So I'm Tom for Smart Aerials. Bye for now.